The party was supposed to be harmless. One of those loud, crowded gatherings where people drink too much, laugh too loudly, and say things they later pretend they never meant. Music thumped through the house, glasses clinked, and conversations blurred into background noise. I stood near the kitchen island, listening more than talking, watching my wife move effortlessly from group to group, confident, glowing, untouchable. We had been married for 7 years. From the outside, we looked solid, stable jobs, a nice home, familiar friends. But inside our marriage, something had been quietly eroding for a long time. Respect, maybe. Or gratitude. I wasn't sure anymore. Someone made a joke about relationships, how marriage was just a comfortable cage. Laughter erupted. My wife raised her glass and smirked. "I could leave him any time," she said lightly, nodding toward me. "He knows that." The room went quiet for half a second. Not long enough for anyone to call it awkward, but long enough for the words to land exactly where they were meant to. A few people laughed nervously. Someone changed the subject. The music swallowed the moment. Everyone else moved on. I didn't. I looked at her, waiting for a glance, a wink, anything that said she was joking with me, not about me. But she was already laughing again, turned away, enjoying the attention. Something inside me settled into a cold, clear place. I walked up beside her and said calmly, "If you think you can leave any time, you should try." Her smile faltered. "Just a crack." "Relax," she said. "It was a joke." "So was my answer," I replied. "Mostly." People nearby pretended not to listen, which meant they heard everything. She stared at me like I had spoken a foreign language. I excused myself, grabbed my jacket, and walked out into the night air, my heart pounding but my mind strangely quiet. That night, I didn't sleep. Not because I was angry, but because I was thinking about all the little jokes that weren't really jokes. The way she spoke to me lately. The way my opinions had become optional. The way she liked reminding me, subtly, publicly, that she was the one with leverage. By morning, I knew something had changed. She acted normal the next day. Overly normal. Made coffee. Asked if I wanted eggs. Told me I was being sensitive. "You know how parties are," she said. "People exaggerate." "I didn't," I answered. She rolled her eyes. "You're really going to hold on to this?" I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I just started doing something she hadn't expected. I stopped chasing. I focused on my work. I started coming home earlier, not to please her, but because I wanted my evenings back. I went to the gym. I reconnected with friends I had slowly drifted away from. I stopped asking for permission to live my own life. She noticed. At first, she liked it. Complimented the changes. Told people I was finally confident. But when confidence didn't turn into obedience, her tone shifted. She tested boundaries. Made comments. Tried to provoke reassurance. "You're not thinking of leaving, are you?" she asked one night, half smiling. "No," I said honestly. "I'm thinking of staying only if it makes sense." That was the first time I saw real fear in her eyes. A few weeks later, she tried to flip the script. Started going out more. Posting pictures. Talking loudly about options, freedom, independence. Waiting for me to react. I didn't. Then came the conversation she thought she controlled. "I think we need space," she said one evening, arms crossed, voice rehearsed. "I don't feel appreciated. Maybe we should separate for a while." I nodded. "Okay." She blinked. "Okay. You said you could leave any time," I replied evenly. "I'm not stopping you." That silence was heavier than any argument we'd ever had. She didn't pack that night. Or the next. Or the one after that. Instead, she grew restless. Irritable. Confused. The power she thought she had wasn't working anymore. When she finally did leave, it wasn't dramatic. No shouting. No tears. Just suitcases and stiff words. "You'll regret this," she said at the door. "You won't do better." "I'm not trying to," I answered. "I'm trying to do healthier." After she was gone, the house felt empty, but lighter. I missed the routine, the familiarity, the version of her I had loved once. But I didn't miss being diminished. Weeks passed. Then months. She called occasionally. At first angry. Then nostalgic. Then careful. "I didn't think you'd actually let me go," she admitted once. "I didn't," I said. "You walked away. I just didn't chase you." That was the truth she couldn't accept. People asked what happened. I didn't tell them about the joke at the party. I just said we stopped respecting each other, and one of us finally noticed. Looking back, I understand something now. Love doesn't survive on threats, even playful ones. The moment someone believes they can discard you without consequence, the relationship is already bleeding. She joked that she could leave me any time. I didn't tell her to try out of anger. I told her because I finally understood my worth, and I wasn't willing to laugh it off anymore.